I always figured that if I ever got arrested at work, it would be for something heroic or hilarious, like tackling a thief mid-getaway or maybe juggling 5 coffee pots for a charity stunt gone viral. But instead, I found myself staring down the barrel of a 911 call made by a woman who decided her patriotic bumper sticker gave her the right to demand free gasoline. It was 9:42 a.m. on a Thursday, and I was behind the counter at Ridgeview Fuel Mart, halfway through a restock of breath mints and beef jerky. My best friend and coworker, Natalie, was narrating customer arrivals with the flair of a sports commentator while juggling 2 cups of terrible gas station coffee. Thursdays had a reputation around here, that mysterious window of time after rush hour when all the weirdos crawled out from under their rocks. That morning, the smell of burnt hot dogs and synthetic pine air freshener clung to the air like smoke after a bad cookout. The peace shattered when a battered gray minivan came to a screeching halt across 2 handicap spots. Natalie poked her head out from the back. $10, says they ask if the air pump's free. She was wrong. The driver didn't even bother with that much civility. Out stormed a woman in a leopard print jacket, enormous sunglasses, and enough entitlement to qualify for her own zip code. Her name was Brenda Hollowell, but we'd learn that later. To us, she was just an aggressive stranger barking. Pump 4. Fill it. Full tank. No. She snapped her fingers like she was summoning a bellhop. I blinked slowly. Sure, I replied. Just as soon as you pay. Her mouth fell open. Excuse me? I always pay later. I'm a loyal customer. Natalie burst into a cough disguised as laughter. I smiled politely and gestured to the sign behind me. Sorry, Mom. Policy is payment first. Brenda's nostrils flared. She whipped out her phone and began recording. This man is denying me service. This is a human rights violation. Mrs. Eldridge, one of our regulars, leaned against the counter, sipping grape soda. Violation of common sense is more like it. Brenda ignored her, declaring to the camera, "This is what tyranny looks like." Then she stomped outside and called 911. We watched through the window as she performed what can only be described as a one-woman community theater production of gas station oppression, the Brenda Hollowell story. She paced. She gestured. She glared through the glass like I was a hostage taker. 10 minutes later, the sheriff's cruiser rolled up. Deputy Rick Caldwell, known affectionately as Sheriff Chill, stepped out in mirrored sunglasses, the expression of a man already regretting all his life choices. Brenda met him like a running back, charging the end zone, phone still recording. He listened, nodded, then came inside. "Mornin'," he said, giving Mrs. Eldridge a nod. "Busy day," I offered. "Busier now," he muttered. Rick returned to Brenda, who was now reenacting her version of the Bill of Rights. We couldn't hear the whole conversation, but we caught the moment her face fell. She yelled. She flailed. She pointed dramatically. And then, like a Shakespearean villain denied her monologue, she stomped to her van and peeled out without a drop of gas. Rick strolled back in, shaking his head. "Y'all ever think of charging admission?" he asked. Natalie leaned over. "Did she say you violated her rights?" "Said she was economically oppressed." Mrs. Eldridge laughed so hard she dropped her scratch-off tickets. We figured it was over, but Brenda had other plans. About 20 minutes later, she returned, and she brought reinforcements. 2 minivans rolled in, one covered in American flags, another bearing signs like Justice for Brenda and Freedom at the Pump. Out poured 3 women in matching T-shirts that read, "Mama Bears United." Brenda marched inside, wielding a clipboard. "I'm filing a formal complaint," she barked. "I have witnesses. I have video. I have a right to service." "Ma'am," I said, "you refuse to pay. That's not discrimination. That's the law." Brenda's eyes blazed. "You judged me. You saw my bumper sticker and made a choice." Natalie coughed again, badly hiding her laugh. Outside, the mama bears rallied. Signs waved. Phones recorded. "How long till Rick comes back?" Natalie asked. 5 minutes, I guessed. 7, it turned out. Rick walked in, not even trying to hide his exhaustion. Brenda shoved her phone in his face. "I have footage. I demand a citizen's arrest. Rick turned to me. Did you threaten her? Nope. Touch her? Lock the doors. Nope. She leave the property? Twice. Rick sighed. Ma'am, he said, you want him arrested for not giving you free gas. It's about principles. Natalie clapped slowly. Bravery award incoming. Rick, bless him, issued Brenda a citation for misuse of emergency services. She exploded with indignation, swearing legal vengeance before storming out again. By lunch, her video had gone viral on the town Facebook group. Within hours, we were memes. Someone created a parody account called Brenda Gaslight Hollowell, complete with fake Yelp reviews and GIFs. But the next day, it escalated again. Signs appeared taped to our door. Protesters returned. Brenda was live-streaming again. Then came the fake investigators, two guys in suits with badges printed on what looked like craft paper. Natalie told them that all complaints required a ceremonial duck dance. When they hesitated, she flapped her arms and quacked. Mrs. Eldridge dropped her soda laughing. That was when Marty, our boss, showed up, red-faced and fuming. He screamed about liability and PR nightmares. Fix this or you're suspended, he barked. Natalie waited until he left. You know what? Let's fight back. Clean, smart, strategic. I didn't know what she meant. But then she texted someone. The mayor's niece, she said. Let's invite him. By that afternoon, Mayor Gregory Hodges arrived. Golf-tanned and composed, he surveyed the chaos. Brenda charged him. Finally, someone in power. I am leading the resistance. The mayor listened, then said, weren't you banned from the farmer's market for threatening the Apple guy? The crowd laughed. He continued, didn't you try to cancel the Christmas parade because you said Santa was government propaganda? More laughter. Phones recorded every second. This station has been here 20 years, he said. I know these people. This is not a protest. This is one woman making chaos. Applause erupted. Brenda turned, shaking, stomped to her van, and roared away. Mayor Hodges walked in, bought gum, and said, you kids handled it well. Small towns remember. By evening, the internet was flooded with memes. Brenda became a local legend of her own making. Marty returned, awkwardly apologized, and handed me a $50 bill. That night, Natalie and I sat outside under the stars. We should hold an awards ceremony, she joked. Best meltdown. Best dramatic performance. Best duck dance. I laughed so hard I nearly spilled my drink. We toasted with sodas. To surviving Brenda. And somewhere, deep in the absurdity, I realized that while it wasn't the story I expected to be part of, it was one I'd be retelling for years. And no matter what, we now had a playbook for the next storm that might roll in with a freedom sticker and a lot of hot air.